it's May! And I haven't updated, even though I said I would. Clearly I cannot keep track of things, but I will try to get better and I hope to improve. Anyhow, I wanted to give you guys a very quick update on what's been happening. When I left off, I mentioned in my April update, which I will link up there somewhere, that I was getting ready to get my thyroid check-in done. I was having my 6-month check-in with my doctor after changing my medication from 112 micrograms to 125 of Synthroid. If you don't know my story, I'll link it down below. I have hypothyroidism and have had since I was 15, which is longer than I care to share right now. So this is just the way things are. I've been dealing with it for a long time, but I have had some issues in the last year and a half. Mostly my hormones have gone out of whack, things have been disbalanced, and when one thing goes wrong, everything else follows like dominoes. So either my thyroid happened or my estrogen happened, but one of the two comorbid things that happened affected the other. Which came first, chicken or egg story, I have no idea. But my hormones have been out of whack and my thyroid levels, which are also a hormone, have been out of whack. So the two kind of fed into each other and caused some drama in my life. I think they're mostly under control, but my check-in did confirm that my levels are back to what is normal for my body, which is around the 1 microliters, I think it is. I am not a doctor, but on the scale of thyroid hormone normalcy, there are numbers ranging from the negatives to the 4 range, which is pretty high up. And when I first started with hypothyroidism, I was a 7, which is bad. I am at my best when I'm near the 1 mark. So looking back over my history, the times when I had fewer symptoms or nearly no symptoms at all, I was closer to the 1 mark, whereas when I was kind of off balance again, I was nearing the 3. It was about 2.85 or so. So I'm back in the 1 to 2 range. 1.25 I believe is where my numbers were when I last checked. So last month I did have my check-in. My doctor is gonna keep me on the same medication for another 6 months. I'm going to have another update in November, and I will check in with you guys then to give you that update. But in the meantime, I'm working on dealing with symptoms and trying to balance my hormones. That's an adventure and a half. I've tried some homeopathic stuff, I do not have a naturopath. I would love to find a naturopath because I do believe in doing both traditional and alternative medicines. But in South Florida, finding a good naturopath has not been easy, and I just haven't found somebody that I'm comfortable with who will do more than just say, do some juicing, which I am not here for. Not gonna do it. Kitty Cat is now exploring. If you hear bells, that is what that is. But I am not here for the juicing life. That's just not my thing. If that's your thing, that's great, but not my thing. My body requires something more sustainable, and that's not sustainable for me. So finding a good naturopath to deal with my issues has not happened. So I've kind of been experimenting on my own. I'm a librarian. I can self-diagnose with the best of them. So there's more than that, but obviously just being facetious. I have done some serious research. I will look up the information. I'll find both the anecdotal and the scientific studies, and somewhere in the middle, I try to find reason and experiment with myself with the stuff that seems least likely to cause side effects or symptoms. Right now, I am supplementing selenium, vitamin E, because they work in tandem to help my thyroid. I am also supplementing magnesium on occasion because I do tend to have really stiff muscles sometimes. I am also supplementing, there's a truck, he's being annoying. And he's gone, I think. Okay, he's gone. So I've also been supplementing with probiotics, which I always take because thyroid issues cause digestive issues, and B vitamins and D vitamins. I've been living more plant-based, and I have seen some changes to my symptoms. I had done the Whole30 and I had been paleo for a little bit, and I found that that actually wreaked havoc on my body. The Whole30 was good to begin with. It helped out a lot to figure out some of the issues I was having that were affecting other areas of my health, but overall not a sustainable plan for myself, and paleo did not agree with my body at all. So I've become much more plant-based in the last month and a half. I've decided to do a switch, go back to basics, go back to what felt right for my body when I was first dealing with getting my hormones and my thyroid back in order. And so I've gone back to basics, and I'm doing that. I have some weight that I have put on with all this mess, and I'm hoping to shed it. And I'm looking into, and I've already ordered a bottle of DIM, which has a very long scientific name, and there are many videos and articles out there on its use. It is basically a powdered form of a compound that's in cruciferous vegetables, which I do my research, can cause issues with your thyroid absorption if you overdo it, because cruciferous vegetables and thyroid hormones don't always get along. But I'm going to be taking a low dose, I'm going to be monitoring my symptoms, and I will be taking it with meals as far away from my Synthroid as I can during the day. So normally at lunchtime, I normally take my Synthroid pill around 6 a.m. So my lunch is usually noon to 1 o'clock. That should give me some good time away from my medication so that it doesn't interfere, which is what I do with most of my vitamin supplements, meds, and any time that I decide to consume soy also causes trouble with Synthroid. So this has been half a lifetime of me doing research, and so I'm following the scientific method, adding one thing at a time, ruling out what is happening and trying to find good results. So I'm hoping that the DIM will help with the estrogen issues that I have had. I need to see my lady doctor to confirm some of those things, but as of my checkup last year, she had tentatively diagnosed me with PCOS, which I'm hoping was originally the result of the thyroid issue, and that they will resolve one another and we'll get back to normal, and I can get rid of the pounds I have put on in the last couple of years, because it feels off. My body feels off, and I'm not here to tell anybody, what weight they should be or what they should eat. I am not about that lifestyle. I do not believe in shaming anybody for their life choices. For myself, I feel like my body felt more comfortable at a slightly smaller weight or lower weight, about 20 pounds off from where I am right now. Just felt more comfortable, and everything kind of worked better because things were better digestively. So my metabolism, my health, my diet, all these things, got to figure them out. That's where we are. That's the goal for June going forward. It is also my birthday in June coming up, so I will be turning slightly older soon, and these are things that I want to deal with, because having parents with a history of health issues, I don't want to go down that route as I get older. So that's what I'm doing now. Health-wise. Work-wise, things are good. Just came back from a conference. It was all great. Enjoyed it. Did a presentation. It was pleasant and nice to get together with other people of my kind. And went to MegaCon. Enjoyed that as well. Saw Tom King, which was like fangirl moment. Very enjoyable. And I have been reading this because nobody told me this book was about fairies. I am now, as you can see, I'm on the third book of, I don't even know what this series is called. I guess it's A Court of Thorn and Roses. I guess it's named after the very first one. There's no thematic series name. I had never read Sarah J Maas. I tried to read Throne of Glass one time. I couldn't really get into it because at the time I was experiencing kind of that post-Hunger Games hangover where I just was not into girls fighting wars, and I couldn't read it, but I picked up A Court of Thorn and Roses. Just because I'm in between edits, and this is when I dive into fantasy again, because I can't read too much fantasy when I'm writing. It gets too in my head and I try to stray away from it. But I'm back, and I'm enjoying this. And it's not perfect, but it's just what I need right now, and I am in the middle of book 3, devouring it, and looking forward to reading the novella that came recently. I think it was published last month, so I'm excited for that. Book life has been the good life, so that has been a perk. And that's kind of all I've been doing this month. I've been trying to take care of my health, exercise more, cats jumping. If you heard that thump, that was one of the cats. And just trying to get back to normal between edits, planning on that. I'm going to dive into proofreading in June. That is the goal for writing. Life goal is just keep it simple, save money, have a good birthday. I am easy to please. So that's all that's been happening. I have plans for videos and I will try to get around to them soon. I have some ideas on writing, things I have learned in the most recent draft of writing, a few other things related to health and wellness, and I do want to get back to videoing, but blogging has kind of been my area this month, and that's where most of the posts have gone. Everything else has just been all about me. So I will check in later. I will also probably be doing a Tieks update because I have recently received more questions on those shoes, which are still my, I guess, most popular videos. I still love them. I still wear them. I wear them all the time with all the things. So I will post some more follow-ups on that because people have been asking. In the meantime, have a good one. Enjoy your summer. It is really hot in Miami already, and I'm not looking forward to hurricane season. Talk to you guys later. Bye.